All right, let's go ahead and get on in here. Howdy, y'all. It's it's time for another stream. Hi, welcome. It's been a couple days. I hope everyone has had fun with the eclipse and everything. And yeah, it was a lot of fun here. We'll talk about it here in a little bit. You know, I'm playing Elite Dangerous. I'm not really playing it. We might do some evac runs here in a little bit. I just wanted to stream something because it has been a couple of days and it's been a day, to say the least. So I wanted something that would kind of fit as like a chill secret Zatsu stream. So that's kind of what we're doing today. You know, I have to kind of pay attention to the Thargoids, but for the most part, I can just kind of hang out with y'all and say hi. So howdy, yeah, it's, you know, we're still on that road to 1,500 subs. So I'll go ahead and just get that out of the way. The first thing, just, I hate doing this stuff, but you kind of have to as a streamer, I guess. But yeah, like and subscribe, help me get to 1,500 subs, and yeah, you know, the more that we get people watching and sharing among friends and pals and super chatting or whatever you happen to want to do to support, the easier it becomes for me to do content because I can escape the hell that is retail. So yes, that is where we're at. So yeah, help me get to 1,500 subs. We are well on our way. We are 30 off, so almost there. But yeah, with that out of the way, yeah, I hope everyone had fun today. It's been a long day. That's really all that I can say about it. That's kind of why, you know, this will probably be a little bit of a shorter stream. I don't know, maybe half an hour to 45 minutes. We'll see. But yeah, we were right at like the peak of totality here in my area. So it's been crazy all day. A lot of people coming from out of town. A lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people from in town. Businesses closing. I woke up this morning to a car horn that played the final countdown, so that was fun. I love living right next to a highway. Yet another reason that we're trying to get those sub numbers up so I can actually move to a place that's not on a highway. That's really all I can say. But it was a lot of fun. Definitely everything. You know, I experienced the one in 2017, 5 years ago, whatever it was. They came from the other side of the country, and that one was really cool. But this one was like twice as long in terms of totality, so that was really cool. I have posted them on Blue Sky and whatnot, but I actually have a picture here to show you guys from my front lawn with my family. We were sitting out on our lawn chairs having a good time. It was just here you go, totality. Behold the magic of nature. It was really cool. I feel like this time you could kind of see the like the solar flares and whatnot. Like my dad has a pair of Celestron binoculars, so that was really cool. You could really see him through there. I couldn't really get a picture through the binoculars. It just really didn't work out. This was just taken on my phone. It was just, you know, my Pixel 4 that's like 5 years old at this point. Probably got a little damage from the last eclipse. It's probably not looking so good for the future, but yeah, like you can kind of see down and kind of down at the bottom there, you can kind of see the little beads right there. That is I can't remember the actual name of the beads. But you've got those right there. I think they're like craters or valleys on the moon that kind of poke through the eclipse from where the moon faces us. They're just lined up like that, and you can kind of see a little bit of the solar flares going down down in the bottom right section there. It was really cool. A little bit better viewing this time. It was a little cloudy this morning, but it eventually cleared off. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Seeing the stars, a little early in the year for the crickets, but we still had a couple kind of going ham out there, having some fun. Someone was setting off fireworks across the street. We have an elementary school like a couple miles away that was just, you could hear the kids from all the way over here. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, I hope everyone really enjoyed it. You know, it says kind of a lot. I think that two of the most memorable experiences that I've ever had were both space related, and they were both kind of like mass crowd events too. So you had the solar eclipses. I'll just count those as one, and then seeing the space shuttle Endeavour fly into LA. That was definitely up there. So yeah, it's just kind of cool to see everyone getting into space and, you know, just enjoying our weird little planet that we're on. And that's kind of why I'm here playing Elite. I figured, you know what, it's Eclipse Day. Everyone's kind of like Eclipse maxing right now. I might as well do my part and just kind of continue with the space sim trend that we've been doing. I've been playing it the past couple of days, but it's all been BGS stuff that I can't stream. So, you know, there's that too. But right now we're going to do some evacs. It's not even close to where the current where Oya is. It's actually over on the other side, but we've got Hartanis, I think, is over here. Haddad, that's his name. So yeah, we've got a couple of systems here where we've got quite a bit going on. I guess AXI is trying to start slowly clearing out some of these systems here. And sure enough, that's what we're going to do. That's I finally hit 4 billion. We are at, let me see, what was it, 3 weeks and 5 days of playtime. So just about 1 month of playtime, and I feel like I've come a long way. You know, I bought a Beluga liner the other night. I've been using that in my alert systems. I think I streamed that the other night with the Christine Chapel. I figured that was a pretty appropriate name for a rescue and evac ship. Yeah, so we're looking at just under a month of playtime, and I feel like I'm doing pretty well. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. You can follow like my screenshot adventures and stuff over on the Elite Dangerous Reddit. But yeah, for here it's just, you know, the casual streams. But yeah, it's just been a day, you know, waking up super early. I really didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. It wasn't like I was excited or something. It's just one of those weird nights where it's like nothing seems to be working, you know, where the sheets feel like they're wrinkled up beneath you. And yeah, it was just really bad. So then you got all the car horns and stuff going off this morning, which didn't help. But it was worth it. I mean, you know, we managed to stay awake. I took a little bit of a nap before the eclipse, so yeah. But yeah, this past weekend, I mean, it was crazy at work. Just everyone coming from out of town, from the big city, a couple of hours north. Apparently, like, I didn't have too many in our store, in our little bookshop. But why you're coming to a bookshop for the eclipse? But I guess people thought that we had glasses. Like, bro, we sold out of those like a week ago. But yeah, I had a lot of people coming in saying that there were a lot of people from other countries that came here to check it out. So that was fun. You know, if they're gonna be here for a while, you know, being the weather that it is, thankfully it cleared off today. But we had a tornado warning last week, and there's a potential for more tonight into tomorrow. So, you know, if they're going to be here for a couple of days, then they get the full spectrum of nature's fury. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes. I couldn't imagine being from, like, I don't know, France or something. I don't really know what kind of weather everyone gets over there, but I assume it's not crazy Midwestern tornado weather. So yeah. have fun. That's all I can say. I just hope that the next time the sirens go off, it's during the day, so I can actually kind of keep an eye out, sit out on the old front lawn, bring out the lawn chairs. It's no fun when it's at night and you just kind of gotta book it to the basement. But during the day, yeah, during the day you can kind of keep an eye out, see what's up, spot them NATOs. It's the Midwestern way. But yeah, beyond that, it's just been a lot of work, a lot of stuff going on off stream. You know, that's kind of another reason I'm doing just kind of a short, quick stream today is, you know, I wanted to kind of give everyone updates in terms of everything going on. Obviously, we still got stuff on the list that needs done, whether that is more FF8, the guitar stream that I've been talking about for God knows how long at this point. Just a lot of stuff on the docket, but also some more stuff behind the scenes. So I spoke a little bit earlier that I had sent out another email to our original model creator. Unfortunately, after another week or so, I still have not heard back from him. So that makes 2 months, going on 2.5 months now, that I have not had a single word from them. So at this point, I'm kind of prepping for the possibility that we're going to be starting fresh, just completely starting from scratch, trying to get this 2D, this live 2D model made, an actual original OC Do Not Steal model. It's disappointing, I know. Trust me, not only for you guys, that was a week of my paycheck spent on the deposit. So, you know, thankfully I did my taxes already and got a little bit of a refund, so that'll buffer a little bit of it. But yeah, I'm not going to like name and shame for at least some time, but if they don't get back with me, then like, yeah, I've got to let other people know to kind of avoid this artist, right? Because that's just unprofessional. So yeah, but that's kind of where things stand. You know, it's disappointing. I know I really wanted to get this thing done by Dawn Trail, especially since I've got to do the rigging myself and I'm making all of the backgrounds and all of that stuff basically on my own. Really the only thing that I can't do is the art. Like, I can't do the model. I don't know how to draw. Everything else I can do but that. And the thing is, it is very, very difficult, kind of with my situation personally. Like, obviously, if I was a big time funny man for the internet, right? It would be a lot easier to be able to find artists to work with. You know, I might even get a few messages that are not scams, right? But as a small VTuber, it is very difficult to try and find an artist that does male models, because not every artist does. B, an artist that makes male models that doesn't look like they just came straight from DeviantArt. You know, it doesn't have to be a HoloLive quality here, but I want it to look fairly nice, right? And C, within my budget, and that's really just kind of been the hardest part of it all. Like, I was super hopeful when I saw this artist and I saw their prices, and I'm like, yes, this is it. And they got back with me, you know, fairly quickly too after I filled out the Google Forms. But yeah, you know, I did all of my vetting to make sure that it wasn't a scam, that you know, it wasn't some bot or something like that, and like they're legit. They've had other people debut. And you know, they were fairly active on social media up until a few months back, and since then it's just been nothing but frustration. That's to say nothing of the quality of their art. I mean, they're still a very good artist, but if you can't get back to people that have paid you money, that's a problem. Like, even if it's a quick, hey, this is taking a little bit longer. So yeah, that's kind of where things stand at this point. You know, I wanted to make sure that you guys had the update. You know, I've talked about it several times on stream at this point, but Yeah, that's kind of the official word now that I've sent out that that second email. I sent one out, one at the 1 month mark. I sent another one out at the 2 month mark, and I have not heard back from either of them. So, you know, it's difficult. You know, we were talking about this in Discord. I know Mint has talked about this recently in her podcast with Matara, I believe. But yeah, you know, a lot of beginning VTubers, you know, you get a lot of questions. You see it all the time on VTuber Reddit and in the Blue Sky and all kinds of stuff like, hey, are these guys legit? You know, they get DMs from people and you know, people that have been around a while can tell you that it's a scam. You know, if they're just randomly sending you DMs, right? But even for those of us that have been around a while, like it can still be difficult. You know, it's something that you just kind of, no one really tells you about when you're starting VTubing. How difficult it is to find your artists more than anything else, probably. There's a lot of hoops you got to go through. Even doing your due diligence, you just never really know. So, you know, the best way to do it is obviously through referrals from friends and whatnot. Try and find VTubers that you like and see who did their artwork. That's another thing that I have done in my research trying to find an artist. Unfortunately, most of the VTubers that I like, even among the indies, their artists are still significantly out of my price range. But you know, if you come from money, I guess that should be less of a problem. But yeah, you know, just letting you know that, you know, it can be frustrating. You know, if you're trying to start this whole VTuber thing and you don't really know what to do or how to get started, you know, don't feel like you're alone in your frustration. Even me, even other streamers that have been doing this for a year, 2 years, beyond, still experience those frustrations. You know, there's just it's just something that at some point you just kind of run into, and in a lot of cases you don't really know until you've already paid your deposit. And you know, this is the first time I've ever been ghosted. I gotta say that, like, that is definitely a first. Like, I've had people, not necessarily with the VTubing stuff, but with other stuff that I've done. You know, I've had people cancel on me or tell me that there's a delay and things like that. I'm kind of used to that. I've never had someone just completely stop responding. This is a new one. This is uncharted territory. Thankfully, like I said, I'm fairly good with my budget. You know, the problem for me is always making the money. It's not on how to budget it once I've got it, right? Like, I'm pretty good with my spending. So thankfully I'm not going to be in any trouble. I don't want anyone to think that, like, this is like I have to quit VTubing and work full time kind of situation. It's not quite there yet. You know, I don't really recommend commissioning something unless you've got that to spare. There are other options to do the streaming thing in the meantime while you save up until you're at that point, right? Man, no private transportations. It's kind of weird. Usually I get someone. Here we go. But yeah, that's kind of the lay of the land right now. But you know, with how long it took to even get to this point in finding an artist, you guys that have followed the channel know this, but if you are new to the channel or just joining, I mean, I spent months looking for an artist that I liked and could also do it with the budget that I've got, which is admittedly small. So you know, it was a struggle, and just having an extra setback, I'm sure is kind of frustrating to some of our longtime viewers here. It's definitely frustrating to me, right? So we're just gonna have to deal with it as best as we can. Boom. And go from there. But in terms of this channel and the content, I mean, I'm still going to be streaming. We're still going to be doing our things. It's just that I really want to have an original model so that I can expand on the things that we do, right? Even if it's something small, like being able to have different thumbnail faces. Like that's such a small thing by almost any standard, but just that one little thing would make such a big difference, right? But you know, being able to have different backgrounds and stuff, like it's very hard for me to implement some of the things that I've been working on when I'm not using an original model, right? Just not much that I can do about it. It's the theme is completely different. The expressions are completely different. The vibe and the tone is very different. You know, I'm not going to be going full out 100% in character the entire time, but I definitely have like backstory and themes that I'm going with, right? And it just doesn't work with this model. So, you know, it's just something we'll have to deal with. But you know, in the meantime, we're still going to be streaming. I've still got a lot of Horizon Zero Dawn to go through. Oh man, I want to play more Horizon. I really want to play more Horizon. I just did not think I would be able to stay awake long enough to do that today. Like I'm so tired, guys. I'm so tired. I'm like hugging this coffee of mine and just praying for the wolf that ate the sun to just eat me instead. Please, please take me away, boys. Take me away. But yeah, you know, when it comes to the games haven't changed. We don't have to worry about an original model to play the games. All right, so as long as Dawn Trail still looms on the horizon, we will still be doing it, new model or not. That's not going anywhere. Dalamud has fallen, and that's just what the cards that we're gonna have to play. Oh. But outside of that, you know, I've got some other ideas for some streams. I think I mentioned it in an earlier stream at some point, but I'm going to make an official post. I don't know about tonight, but probably tomorrow at some point. I work on Wednesday, but we'll have tomorrow off, so I'll be around tomorrow as well, and we'll have an actual longer stream. Although at this point, with the way this day is going, it's probably going to be like a 3 o'clock in the morning stream, because that's probably when I'm going to end up waking up after I crash here in a little bit. But yeah, I wanted to do a photo review stream. Yay! So I will be putting up a post sometime in the future. And if you are comfortable sharing your photography, you know, don't do this if you're not comfortable or you're worried about it. Twitter and Blue Sky strip the metadata, so that should not be an issue. But I wanted to do like an actual professional photography workshop, since that's what I did for nearly 10 years, right? And I still love photography. I just don't talk about it a whole lot because I don't really have a whole lot to take photos of in the area that I'm at now. I was a news and events photographer, stuff like Comic-Con and, you know, harvest festivals and that kind of thing. We don't really have a whole lot of that here. We have like a big county fair. And by big, that's like some really big quote fingers going on there. And that's really... That's about all the events that we've got, right? So I don't talk about it a whole lot, but yeah, I am still very interested in photography. So if you want to discuss your photos in an actual like fun environment here from a small VTuber on the internet, right? By all means, feel free to share with me your photos with those posts, because you know, we're going to have fun with it, but it'll be, you know, it'll be kind of a semi-serious review in some cases too. Like, I'm not going to be mean or anything, but, you know, we'll really talk about, you know, what could be done to improve an image and some of the choices made with some of this stuff. Different genres, you know, not everyone's a news and events photographer. You know, if you take portraits or something like that, that'll be a little bit different. And we'll kind of talk about some of that stuff. And I think it would be kind of fun. Something that we don't really see a whole lot of. I've seen like room reviews and stuff, but I haven't seen anyone really talking about the art of photography all that much. So yeah, that would be something kind of fun to do. So keep an eye out. You know, in addition to, you know, subscribing here and everything, my main posts are on Blue Sky, but I also do some of the big updates still on X. So yeah, make sure and follow me there. Look for the post, and we'll just have you, you know, show the image and maybe a little bit of information, maybe in the alt text or something like that. And I thought that would be kind of fun. And if anything, it'll maybe give me an excuse to break out my old DSLR a little bit more. I should have broke it out today, but man, it's an Eclipse. There's going to be a billion photos of it out and about. I don't even know if my batteries are charged at this point. But yeah, you know, it'll be something to do, and I'll share some of my photos and whatnot. Yeah, I don't think I've really shown any of my photos before. But that, you know, you can kind of see the kind of work that I've done in the past, and, you know, I'll talk about some of my choices and stuff that I made with those photos. Just kind of give you an idea how it's going to go. Yeah, I think it'll be something a little different, something that should be kind of fun, kind of exciting. Here we go. I'm also looking at, you know, I bought like a few packs of Lorcana the other day. I know. I talked about this on stream too. I still have that genie. I found like a shiny foil rare genie card that's apparently going for like $100 or something like that. I'm thinking if it's still going for that, I don't know if it is. It's been a while since I've checked the prices. If it's still going for that, I'm thinking about selling it and basically trading it in for a new pack of Weiss Schwarz Hololive cards. If I do that, we'll do another pack opening stream, because I had a lot of fun with that. My buddy said he had a lot of fun with that, even though he knows nothing about VTubers or Hololive. But he was like, yeah, that's kind of fun. That's kind of cool. So yeah, that might be on the docket. It'll take a little bit of time, obviously. One, I have to actually sell the card. I have to sell it at the price that it was going for, right? Anything less than like 90-ish would probably put the Weiss Schwarz out of range. But I think the booster boxes for the Hololive packs are still going for about 100. Just need to double check. I don't know if they have added a new set or not. I know they had like the summer set that was coming out that they promoted at HoloFest. But I don't know if it's actually like a full-on set and if it's actually available. So that's more to kind of keep an eye on, right? But yeah, you know, just trying to come up with some different stuff, try and change it up a little bit. I know I've been doing a lot of Elite Dangerous and Horizon lately. A lot of that is just budget. You know, as much as I would like to play like Helldivers 2 or something like that, I don't have $40 to $60 to buy every new game that comes out. It's, you know, one of the downsides of being a smaller indie, right? Just something you kind of gotta work around. Gotta find things to do that aren't necessarily chasing the trends. Especially with Dawn Trail looming, because, you know, oh buddy, you know that I'm buying the collector's edition for that. Not the big box one, as cool as that would be. But I'm definitely buying the digital collectors and getting my Garnet and Zidane. I need to do that sooner than later. I need my earring. God, I've got some alts that are in desperate need. All right. Hope I get it. Hyperdite it again. Going into the system. Usually it's either or. Now, with this being an invasion system, you can get interdictions in the system. You don't get them in alerts, as we found out last stream. It's usually pretty quiet in alert systems, other than just going in or out. But in terms of the hyperdictions going in or out, that still seems like it only happens either or. Can't remember the last time that I had it happen both times. So we'll see. I just prefer it going in just because it's easier. I don't have to worry about all of my passengers and stuff. It's not like it's hard. Most of the stuff is easy. I posted some more screenshots celebrating my 1 month playtime on Reddit, and already people were like, "You've only been playing a month and you've already got all these ships." It's like, bro, it's really not hard to make money in this game. Just yeet yourself. Oh, Yes, I guess that answers that. Just eat yourself into the black and start scanning. I'm very excited. I mean, technically I'm only a billion out, but like I said last time, I'm gonna be aiming for like 7 to 8 billion. So I would say I'm still maybe about halfway there to my fleet carrier, a little less than halfway maybe. But we are making waves. I mean, even just having that 5 billion, even if I don't purchase it immediately, just knowing I can lifts a huge weight off of my shoulders. It's like, okay, we've made it. I have the money in the bank. If we decide to do the fleet carrier and change it up for some, you know, future streams or something like that, we have that option. So that'll be fun. But like I said, I'm aiming for 7.5, 8 billion. We'll see how that goes. Now that I'm like really hammering some of these missions and figuring out, you know, some of the better trade routes, like it's really going along. BGS stuff that I'm not streaming has been really nice too. That's been some pretty good money. Been spending some money there too, but you know, you gotta pay those donations to raise that influence. Sometimes it works. You know, if it gets you the system, why worry, right? But yeah, so you know, I'm not in any rush. Like I intend to be here in the bubble probably until update 19. I had not really expected to be here that long, but you know, the more that I was thinking, I was like, man, those new ships are coming out. The power play update, I mean, that was kind of a wash, that last update that they did. I mean, I know the main dude got sick, but they still didn't really show us a whole lot. I'm hoping the next one will give us a little more information on how it actually works. But like that's not like a huge deal for me unless they start changing the way the background simulation works. I'm not super concerned with the power play stuff. The only thing that would concern me with power play is, you know, I am over 4 weeks now with Ashling, so it's kind of a choice on if I want to stock up on some prismatics. I've heard they're super expensive though. I haven't taken a look at the actual prices, but I heard it was like 700 million or something for some of these higher grade A ranks. It's not even necessarily something that I would necessarily use for some of my ships right now, but I want the option, right? So like I'm hoping for some information on the power play updates before biting the bullet. Obviously that will cut into the fleet carrier funds, but I also want to know if it's going to be easier or harder to get them, right? Like right now it's pretty easy. It's just kind of boring, right? You don't really do a whole lot. You pledge, you wait 4 weeks, and then you spend a bunch of money to load up on merits, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm never going to complain about passing along Ashling, you know, feet pics. You know me, but at a certain point, I've got to consider the actual game modes too, right? I've got to consider the gameplay, and I can be the foot guy on my own time. So yeah, I mean, the main thing that I'm waiting for is the 4 ships, though. I heard apparently that, like, the dimensions of the ships leaked, and there was only one that was supposedly a medium, but they still have it classified as a large, so I'm really curious about that one. Like, I'm gonna be really upset, like, more than a little disappointed if we don't get an Imperial medium. Like, they're adding new ships, like, now's the time. I really, really want an Imperial medium ship. I love the Gudamaya ships so much, but it just kind of sucks not being able to use them for a lot of stuff because we don't have anything that can really use medium pads, right? Like I've got the Courier, that doesn't really count, right? Like, give me a decent like Gudamaya Explorer that's medium. Like I will buy 5 of them and I will retrofit them all for different things. Assuming it would still have that same sleek design, right? But yeah, I love the Gudamaya ships. All right. And there we go. Let's see. So the issue I'm having here is this is a damage station, but it's not actually under attack yet. I've heard it's possible for Thargoids to spawn while I'm sitting here trying to get missions. That hasn't happened to me yet. but apparently it's a possibility. But the issue with the damage station is I'm finding that it doesn't seem to like really refresh me with a whole lot of good missions, right? And it seems like they're a little bit lower paying too. There is a station under attack that I could go to, but I'll be honest, it was kind of a pain. Like it's one of those very, very tiny planets that's sitting underneath the rings of another planet. And then the station itself is like on the other side from where you warp in. It was just very annoying. So I started switching over here since they still had evac missions. But now I'm kind of doubting myself, right? Now I don't know. I mean, it's still good money, but it's not, I'm not getting the 50 million VIPs, right? I'm getting decent pay, and I'm you know, I'm helping the little chart. I'm helping raise that bar, I guess, which isn't a bad thing. But I would really like some of those super high payout missions. Occasionally, like one of these group passenger missions will have a lot of passengers, and it'll pay like 12 million or something, but it's still not as much, right? It could be better. We can aim higher. Here we go. All right, well, let's get in on this. Thankfully, this one's a very short jump. It's only two jumps. It's not like the past few that we've done where I needed, you know, 4 or 5 jumps to get out of here. This one's been fairly tame in terms of actually escaping, having to worry about my fuel. Oh. So yeah. But yeah, if you are looking for some like invasion systems to kind of help out, this is HIP 29596. That is the current target from AX, from what I understand, from what they posted in the official forums or something. And then I assume they will move on to the other invaded system here later. I liked this one because it had a big hub, had a big Coriolis starport, but you know, I haven't taken a look at the other one. I don't know if the other one will be a little bit easier. I mean, if you're just getting in now, you could probably go ahead and start in on that other one and be okay. Like this one will go pretty fast. You got 2 more days. It's halfway through. Now that I've actually started getting in here doing some of this stuff, yeah, it'll move pretty quickly. Yeah, you could probably go ahead and hop into the other one. It'll be fine. No shame in getting paid. All right, there we go. Let's see. Like we know it's coming, right? We know that interceptor's coming. Well, I guess it'd probably be scythes on the way out. Usually when I have passengers, it's scythes, but scythes or glaives, the faster ones. I can never remember the names of them. Oh, there it is. There it is. Who knew? Who could have guessed? Yeah, if I knew it was going to be this easy, I would have hauled my beluga over, but it's overdoing some BGS stuff too. All right, let's get out of here. To deploy my hard points. I know. Incoming missile. There we go. I have had some issues lately with just trying to get the missiles locked on, right? Like I don't know if I'm too far out of range. There we go. See, that looks like it did it, but it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. I feel like maybe I'm getting out of range too quickly. Very well could be the case. We'll wait and see if it goes blue here in a second. There we go, that should do it. You have to retract your hard points to start charging, but once it started charging, you can go ahead and just use it like normal and it won't hurt anything. There you go. Easy escape. Stupid flowers. It was, I am curious how this is all going to go once it's all over. I'm assuming they're going to retreat back to the nebula, right? Just retreat back in there and not get rid of the Thargoids completely. You know, make sure that we still have them as an option for content. But I think people are kind of sick of actually having to deal with them in the bubble at this point. So, yeah, we'll just have to see. Yeah, I'm sure there will still be some danger out there around Maya and whatnot. It'd be kind of silly not to keep them in the game at some point, because so much of the game right now is based around them, whether it's Guardian sites, some of the engineering stuff you've got to do, obviously the Thargoid content itself. Yeah. But yeah, I could see a retreat back into the nebulas being a possibility. Absolutely. But, you know, I'm just kind of having fun doing my own thing. By the time all of that even really matters, I'm going to be about ready to yeet myself back into the black and try and find some more cool worlds, right? I'll let other people deal with all of that content. I'm not really sure what other kind of content they would do. Like, we know something new is coming up with the new FSD and some new game mechanic that is apparently brand new and never done before in the game. So that's something. But is it really going to add more to the actual gameplay experience? Like, they're going to have to add more than a couple of flags to the stations for Power Play update if they're going to be getting rid of the Thargoids completely. Like, yeah, we need some more stuff to actually do in Power Play so that we have a reason to actually do content without the Thargoids here. And there's really nothing wrong with just running around doing trades. I'm having a perfectly fun amount of time doing that with the squadron. But I know that's not going to be for everybody. And yeah, honestly, I would like more people to play the game because it's a fun game. I like it. It's enjoyable. It's big. Lots of stuff to do, and it feels like you're an actual space explorer. So why not? Let's get some more content and get some more people involved. Get some newbies back in. And I'm doing all of this. I don't even have Odyssey. So like all of the exobio stuff, like I don't even know what's involved with all of that. So yeah, like I'm having this much fun just on the base level game. It's like what, $5.99 or something like that. This isn't sponsored, by the way. I'm just a big nerd for space games, I guess. I've been seeking one of these for a while. Here we go. Another one, you know, that's another one we can hop back into sometime is No Man's Sky. You know, I poked my head in to check out the new stations and everything. Unfortunately, I really have not played the new update all that much in No Man's Sky because I am out of dock space. And I'm not getting rid of any of my ships because I like all of my ships. If they add an update that will allow us to modify and modulate Sentinel ships or exotics, that'll be a different story. Like, I don't mind scrapping some of the ones that I've got because I've got a couple that I like, but they're not quite perfect. They're not quite like my ideal ship. But, you know, if I could scrap some of their parts and start gluing them to other ones, that'd be a little bit different. I mean, I guess I don't really use my Utopia Speeder all that much. I mean, that would be the only one that I could potentially see myself getting rid of. Yeah, basically my whole dock right now is all either rewards or they're like rare ships. And like, I don't want to get rid of any of those. Like, you want me to get rid of my Golden Vector? How many years did it take me to finally get that? There's no way, man. Not getting rid of that. All right, let's see how we're doing. I should really take some of the reputation on some of these, but the money's so low. Like, I don't want to. Like, I need the cash. If it was like a $12 million mission and like they had a rep option that took it down to like 9, like I'd be cool with that. Like, half the reason I'm doing this is the fleet carrier funds. Here we go. Right? So 100k doesn't really help me much. Now these I can do. Like, oh no, 308k, whatever will I do? I spent more than that on repairs on my Corvette after a couple assassination missions, right? All right, there we go. Not a whole lot with the rep. I really need friendly and allied for the really good stuff. Fortunately, and it's slow going. I don't know why it's so slow. I feel like the last couple of times I did invasions, it was much faster. So yeah, I don't know what the deal is. But that being said, like I said, just a quick stream today. Just doing a couple of these, knocking out a couple, saying hello, giving you guys some updates on the art and all of that. I'm gonna go to bed because I am like dead tired, right? But yeah, thanks a ton for coming by. We will be back tomorrow with an actual longer stream. It'll probably be FF8, but who knows? It could be a last minute switch to Horizons because I've been wanting to play Horizon Zero Dawn some more. But you know, we've got to knock both of them out. It's just I don't know which to choose. I don't know. They're both good. Well, FF8 debatable, but I've got to get that one done. But yeah, so you know, same as always. Help me get to 1,500 subs. We are 30 away, friends. So like, subscribe, and keep following me over on the old Blue Skies, so you can see updates when I'm going live. But outside of that, I hope everyone had a fun time at the Eclipse today, and I hope if you are traveling for said Eclipse, that everything goes fine. Trying to get back, drive safely. Be careful of all of the traffic out here. It's basically a flood of people leaving here and going back to the city once it was done. So it's going to be kind of wild out there. But yeah, thanks a ton for coming by and listening to me ramble for a little bit and giving you guys some updates on what all is going on for the channel. Not all of it's bad. You know, we've got some good stuff coming our way too. Just a couple setbacks, but you guys know me. I've been plugging away at this for over a year. I'm not giving up anytime soon. And really the only other option around here is retail. So it's not like the alternative is all that great. But we're gonna keep doing our thing. We're gonna keep playing some games, keep playing some guitar. And yeah, when the new model gets here, it will get here. It just might be a little bit longer now. That being said, take care everybody, and bye-bye.